Hi, it's Brian Newman with the Spotlight of Business Owner Show, and today we're thrilled to have Sherry Staggs with Staggs Consulting. Hi, Sherry. Good morning. How are you?
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me. We're excited to be here.
Yeah. No, it's great. Yeah, no, I was reading about your business before you got on. I was looking at your website. I mean, you got a fabulous bookkeeping business, and I want people to know before we start going into that, can you tell them about your background and how did you get into the business?
Yeah, so I was the nerd in high school. So super small high school. We were actually offered an accounting class, so over 10 years ago, and kind of developed a love for accounting because I am a finance nerd. So was really diving into personal finances. That led me to doing my master's in accounting here at GCU in 2015. Well, I finished it in 2015, and then I started doing taxes and then went to become a financial statement auditor at a couple of CPA firms here in the Valley. And I learned a lot from the CPAs while I was studying for my CPA exam, and things like that. And just dove into the financials, right? That's the whole point of a financial statement auditor is we do testing and work papers and really dive in for, because our goal is to watch for fraud, right?
Oh, yeah.
As a financial statement auditor. So, and just accurate books and things like that. So, did that for several years and then went to corporate accounting to a publicly traded company here in the Valley where I did the same thing, just as on the internal side, where I handled operations. So, all things P&L, profit and loss statement. So, your expenses, your outgoing bills, and things like that for simple terms, and just got really good at it. But my desire became definitely to be, mom focused and not staying into the office at 6
Uh-huh.
p.m. So I came home to be a full-time mom, and loved it. Definitely did not feel the need to work. But I think because of my background, I was asked by several different people who were just chronic entrepreneurs to do their books. Um, so I dove back into the world of QuickBooks Online, and the software has come such a long way since when I dabbled in it in 2015.
Uh-huh.
I think it was like the time before, and it's gotten so much better. There's still, every software is going to have its quirk or an opinion about it, but it came such a long way that it made doing bookkeeping again a lot make sense. So that's how I got back into it. I kind of got roped back into it, bribed back into it, twisted
Um,
arms, but we love what we do and we're excited to be doing it.
yeah, that is neat. Yeah, I understand. I mean, you have like a staff of people, right, that help you,
Yeah, I do have a
don't you?
team. So we have an accounting manager who helps on the review side, the high level with me. That way, if someone's sick or on vacation, the business owner is still taken care of.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And then we have
Yeah.
some bookkeepers that work with us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we got some people listening to our interview that they're small business owners and large companies, small companies. Like how does bookkeeping benefit entrepreneurs and small businesses?
Yeah. So what I found over the course of the last few years working with small businesses is a lot of people will dive into a business and then it just takes off, kind of dragging them with it. Right. And
Oh, yeah.
so bookkeeping gives you insight on a monthly basis that some people only get when they look at the books to prep taxes. If you're waiting until tax time to do your books, you're looking at the results of the past year, versus the past month. If you're looking at the past month, you can make better decisions. You can know, oh, hey, this bank is charging me too many bank fees. Maybe it's time to switch. Oh, maybe I'm not collecting enough on my AR. My AR is now 60, 90 days out, and we could get it down to 7.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, that's phenomenal. Do you
Yeah.
provide like a monthly P&L and balance sheet, and do you review it with the clients?
Yeah. So I've actually tested what we provide over the past 2 years. A lot of bookkeepers just provide you a balance sheet and P&L. We take it a step further and actually provide you a summary of the P&L. We found that a lot of business owners either don't want to take the time to really sit down and learn the P&L. It's a foreign, so profit and loss statement, it's kind of a foreign report to them until we train them how to read it. To bridge that gap until they're really confident in reading the balance sheet and P&L, we give a summary. So we actually summarize and say, this is where your highest expense is. This is what changed over the month. Any notes that we can give them, we give them a report. So
Oh,
that
okay.
includes the profit and loss.
That's really beneficial. I know a lot of business owners, yeah, they specialize in like handyman, or, maybe they're a doctor, a lawyer, and they don't study how to do their books, you know what I mean? How to do their taxes or whatnot. So I know they're a lot of times it's foreign to them, but yeah, I was going to ask you, like, who's your ideal client? Would it, and what's the smallest company that you would take on size wise and versus the largest?
Yeah, so let me answer it in maybe dollar amount first. So the smallest client, because ultimately it has to make sense for the business. We don't want a business spending money where they're not going to get a return. So if a business is under 60,000 a year, they may not have enough transactions to make sense. So I'm happy to get on like a strategy call and help you set up the bookkeeping and review it with you, and then be a touch point for you. That way you're not doing a last minute scramble at year end to do your books. And that way you know that they're done right before you take them to your tax preparer or prepare them yourself. So if you're under about 60 to 75,000 and less, it might make more sense to have us do strategy sessions with you, because we hate to leave you hanging. We want you to have correct books, but it just might be cost prohibitive. After that, a business who has the average is about under 10 employees, but they can have revenue up to about 2 million where we have found our sweet spot.
Oh, okay.
As far as like size and volume.
Yeah.
And then as far as industries, when I was an auditor, I specialized in manufacturing. That was kind of where I fell,
Okay.
and the bulk of what I did. And there's a lot of manufacturing companies here in the Valley. So that was, products and services, we're going to track them. So project tracking, class tracking, we can do. But I have everything from a UPS store to an Etsy shop to a diesel fleet mechanic. So,
Oh, wow. Wow.
so we're not necessarily niche specific yet. But those are a couple of the industries that we serve.
Oh, and also, is yours strictly online, or do you go to the client and pick up data? I mean, this is how we used to do it in the olden days, believe it or
Yeah.
not. No, we used to drive to a client and pick up their monthly bank statements and invoices and then bring it back to the office.
Yep.
Do you still do that?
Unfortunately, we do not. As much as I would love to, it is now cost prohibitive for us to do that, to keep our prices as low as we can keep them.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, that's
Yeah.
interesting. So I want to remind our viewers, again, we're talking to Sherry Staggs. She's with Staggs Consulting. Sherry, what's the best way that someone could reach out and get in touch with you?
Yeah, so you have my phone number on the screen. The other way that allows us to answer maybe the quickest if we miss your call is my email is sherry@staggsconsulting.com, or we have a lovely website where you can go check out some of our packages at go.staggsconsulting.com, and get to know some of our packages and things like that. If you don't find something that fits you right off the bat, if you're like, I don't think this fits me, give us a call, email us, something like that. Smoke signals.
Oh, wow. Okay. No, so again, for the viewers that are listening, a lot of times, when they hear bookkeeping services, or well, you're with a consulting company, like they're not sure, do you offer payroll? Do you handle someone's payrolls from beginning to end? Do you do taxes? financial analytical work, cash flow analysis and stuff like that?
Yeah, those are great questions. Our ultimate aim is to be your full service outsourced accountant. Um, for instance, I don't, if I have a plumber come, I don't want to learn any part of the plumbing to let you do your job. We want to pay you to take care of it. So we do outsource our payroll. With depending on the company you work with, we can take the payroll reports and reconcile them, or we can help in the process. So if we need to enter time or things for employees, and then have you approve it, we can submit it. So we can definitely take some of that off your plate. For bill pay, so accounts payable, we use bill.com so that you just have to hit approve and we'll have taken care of all of the entry and things like that. For businesses who feel like their business has kind of taken off without them, which is a great problem to have. We're so excited that you're having that problem. We do offer cash flow analysis and some forecasting to give you that projection. So it's about a 6-month projection. We can do a 12-month, and it tells you, last year I paid my title registration in September. That way you're prepared to pay it again. And you're not just getting surprised by bills. So we can definitely partner with you there too.
Oh, okay. And then taxes, do you guys do, I noticed you do sales taxes. Do you do like, income taxes at the end of the year? And
We often refer you out while we're set
oh,
up to file taxes. I use the analogy of a heart specialist, and my specialty is your balance sheet and P&L. It's really where our strong suit is. So we work hand in hand with your tax preparer. We can help take on some of that communication for you. And with QuickBooks Online, they actually can have access to your QuickBooks, which allows for everyone to be on the same page. So we
oh
definitely
yeah.
help put down that communication fatigue that happens during year end for sure.
Oh, okay. You brought up QuickBooks. I know when you take on a client, what is your preferred software that you use?
Good question. So we prefer QuickBooks Online. The system is just set up to give us better reports and tools that help us serve you better. We also will recommend Wave. It's waveapps.com because they are free. So for the business owner, like an Etsy shop who is under, actually, I would not recommend Wave for Etsy. I would recommend Wave for the very basic, like service business who doesn't have a lot of transactions. I would say under 40. So if you have an Airbnb, maybe a rental property, or something that's super light in volume, Wave's okay. Wave is limited in what it can do and doesn't have the same reporting capabilities. So if you just need a balance sheet and P&L and have very few transactions, Wave is okay to use.
Oh,
for sure.
okay. No, and then on a final note, fees. Can you let people know, do you charge like by the month, by the hour? Are there packages that people could get, or is it by the project?
It's a great question. So I don't think there's any standardized way bookkeepers charge it. After working with over about 60 businesses in the past 2 years, I found that charging a fixed monthly rate works for my customers and us. It allows us to kind of smooth over any busy seasons, any dry seasons, and really kind of makes that cash flow more predictable for the business owners. So we do offer monthly packages. I would say our average client is about $450 a month.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's very reasonable. Yeah, so if you can once again let people know what's the best way to reach you. Should they call you? Do you want them to go to your website if they want to sign up with you? What do you recommend?
Yeah, for sure. If you're ready to just get it off your plate. And actually, I had someone call me this week and they're like, I'm on my way to my tax preparer. Well, what do you do? How can you solve this? And she actually went on my website and signed up and we're able to get started next week.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So it's super quick if you do it that way. We have a system that will walk you through everything you need to do. As a bonus, if you go through that system, there's a couple of discounts for you there. But also we have I didn't think to mention this earlier, but we do have a way that if you're new to QuickBooks Online or need a new QuickBooks file account, we can actually give you a 12-month discount on QuickBooks, whereas if you go through QuickBooks, you'll only get a 3-month discount. So just a heads up there. But for sure, you can absolutely go to go.staggsconsulting.com to check out and get started. It will walk you through the entire process. If you would like some conversation or to talk it through first, you can give us a call at the number on the screen or email us at sherry@staggsconsulting.com.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Sherry, yeah, thank you so much for being on the show. Yeah, it's great to meet you finally.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. We're super excited to
Oh,
be with you guys.
oh, great. Thanks so much. Bye.
Okay, bye.